Hey, what's up, friends? This is your first living environment test, and I'm here to read it to you. There's a little glare behind me. I'm going to do it Edpuzzle style, which is cool because it allows you to do corrections pretty easily, and it allows you to get feedback instantly on how you're doing. Thing that's weird about it is you see that the answers are all jumbled up, right? Like it'll the answer choices are all for multiple choice would be A, B, C, D, but they may be in different order. So you really have to pay attention to which choice you're making. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to read to you. You'll answer the questions, and then we'll be done. That's all we need to do today. Question one refers to the following. The diagram below represents the roles of different parts of the human body in keeping blood sugar at a balanced, normal level over time. You can see it says homeostasis of blood sugar level. Body system X breaks down carbohydrates and releases sugar into the blood, increases sugar in the blood. Organ Y makes hormone A, which releases sugar stored in the liver so it enters the blood, and makes hormone B, which moves sugar out of the blood and into cells. Decreases sugar level in the blood. Okay. The given diagram shows the human body structures that are coordinated to maintain homeostasis. Which row in the data table correctly identifies the functions of these structures? Is it A, body system X is for digestion, organ Y is for regulation? Is it row 2 or B, body system X is for circulation, organ Y is for synthesis? Is it C, row 3, body system X is for excretion, organ Y is for transport? Or is it 4, answer choice D, body system X is for locomotion, organ Y is for nutrition? Question 2. When people exercise, their body cells build up more waste quickly. Which two body systems work together to remove these wastes from their cells? Is it A, respiratory and circulatory? B, immune and endocrine? C, digestive and skeletal? Or D, circulatory and digestive? Question number 3. Which of the following substances play an important role in communication between cells in a multicellular organism by acting as chemical messengers? Are they A, hormones, B, minerals, C, antibiotics, or D, fats? The graph below represents the growth in length and mass of a fetus up to the week 32. The length is measured in millimeters and the mass is measured in grams. You can see there's x-axis is age in weeks, and then the y-axis, there's actually two of them because there's two lines. One is fetal mass, which is the line with dots on it, and one is fetal length, which is the line with no dots on it. Which one of the following statements best describes human fetal growth between weeks 26 and 32? A, the rate of increase in mass levels off while the increase in length consistently rises. B, there are slight decreases in both length and mass. C, there's a faster rate of increase in mass than there is in length. D, the fetal mass increases by 750 grams and the fetal length increases by about 100 millimeters. Number 5, an individual eats a hamburger. Which two systems must interact to transfer the nutrients in that hamburger to human muscle tissue? Is it A, circulatory and respiratory? B, digestive and circulatory? C, digestive and immune? D, respiratory and excretory? Question 6 refers to the following. Using the diagram below, give the letter and identify the organ that is most closely related to the statement. This is a constructed response, but your answer is going to be the form of one letter. This organ in a given diagram produces and secretes enzymes that help complete the digestion of carbohydrates and polypeptides. Is it A, B, C, D, E, F, or G? I'm going to write the letter. Number 7. The diagram below represents the measurement of a biological specimen. What is the approximate length of the specimen in millimeters? Is it A, 35 millimeters, B, 40 millimeters, C, 30 millimeters, or D, 25 millimeters? Question 8. The diagram below shows how food is processed in an organism. It goes food to metabolism to energy, growth and repair, toxic waste, and from toxic waste it goes to X. In animals, what process is most likely represented by the letter X? Is it A, digestion, B, release into the environment, C, use as neurotransmitter, or D, synthesis? 9. In a multicellular organism, organs carry out a variety of life functions. In a single celled organism, these functions are performed by A, organs, B, tissues, C, organ systems, or D, organelles. Number 10. The disease known as malaria may result in a fever, a decrease in red blood cells, an enlarged liver, and spleen. These symptoms are evidence of A, hormone destruction, B, a decrease in allergic reactions, C, a disruption of homeostasis, or D, an increased number of cell organelles. Question 11. Two methods of moving from place to place are represented below. The single-celled amoeba moves by a process that involves the flow of cytoplasm. Which of the following statements best supported by these diagrams? A, cytoplasm is a fluid substance in simple cells and a solid substance in the cells of complex organisms. B, both simple and complex organisms move directly by the movement of cytoplasm. C, cells in complex organisms function in the exact same way as cells in simple organisms. Or D, single-celled organisms, like complex organisms, are able to move. However, they differ in the way that they carry out this activity. All right, we're 1/3 of the way through the test. Excellent. Well done. All right. Region style questions are pretty fun, aren't they? Question 12. Here's a constructed response question. It says you have to identify two body systems that would help maintain glucose levels in the blood. Describe how each system would be involved. Okay, so two and describe. Question 13. Which of the following sequences represents the levels of biological organization from the smallest to the largest? Is it A, organelle is the smallest, organ system, cell, organism, tissue, organ? Or B, organ system, then organism, then cell, then tissue, then organelle? Is it C, organelle, then cell, then tissue, then organ system, then organism? Or D, organism, then cell, then tissue, then organelle, then organ system, then organ? From smallest to largest. Number 14, a similarity of the human nervous and endocrine system is that they both normally A, secrete hormones that travel by way of neurons, B, secrete chemical messengers, C, have the same rate of response, or D, have the same duration of response. (15) Here's an extended response, constructed response question. So please answer this in the form of a sentence. Why are lungs also considered part of excretory system? Question 16. The diagram below represents the pathway of blood throughout the body. You see it's labeled 1, 3, 5, 2, 7, 4, 6, 8, right? Okay. Which structure represents the chamber of the heart that receives oxygenated blood directly from the lungs? Is it 6? Or is it choice B, 5? Or is it choice C, 3? Or is it choice D, 4? Question 17 refers to the following. Euglena are single-celled organisms that live in ponds. All euglena have chloroplasts and can make their own food. They can also take in food from the environment. The diagram below represents a euglena. An experiment was set up to determine the effects of nitrates, a pollutant, on the number of chloroplasts present in euglena. 5 tanks were set up, each with euglena and a different concentration of nitrate solution: 0, 0.5%, 1%, 1.5%, and 2%. The tanks were placed in a sunny location where each tank received the same amount of light. Which one of the following statements is a possible hypothesis for the given experiment that could be supported by the results of this experiment? A. If the average number of chloroplasts in euglena decreases, will less nitrate be needed in each tank? B. If the nitrate concentration is increased, then euglena will have lower average number of chloroplasts. C. If the nitrate concentration is decreased, then more light will reduce the average number of chloroplasts in euglena. Or D. If the number of euglena in tank increases, will more nitrates be produced? Question 18. Which body system is correctly paired with its function? A. Excretory produces antibodies to fight disease-causing organisms. B. Digestive produces hormones for storage and insulation. C. Circulatory transports materials for energy release in body cells. D. Respiratory collects waste material for digestion. There's a constructed response. Remember to answer in the form of in sentences, please. Number 19. In larger, more complex animals, the respiratory surfaces are highly folded layers of cells. Explain the purpose of this. Number 20. The diagram below represents the region between two nerve cells. Cell A releases a chemical that travels to and binds with structure X on cell B. Structure X most likely represents A receptor molecule, B, a ribosome, C, an antibody, or D, an inorganic substance. Question 21 refers to the following. The chart below gives incomplete information about various systems of the human body that can fail, causing a specific malfunction. All right, so column number 1 is malfunction of the human body. Column number 2 is system affected. And column number 3 is the characteristic of the malfunction. What body system at letter B in the table is affected by the form of cancer described? Okay, so it says malfunction is leukemia, system is B, cancer of the bone marrow causing uncontrolled production of white blood cells. Which body system is being affected? Is it A, circulatory, B, muscular, C, immune, D, reproductive? Questions 22 and 23 refer to the following. So here's the diagram with A, B, and C. Failure of structure A in a given diagram to function properly would most likely disrupt A, chromosome replication, B, biological evolution, C, autotrophic nutrition, or D, cellular communication. Question 23, the same picture, A, B, C. Structure B in a diagram represents a complete system with organs, tissues, and cells. B, cells and tissues only. C, cells only. Or D, an organ with cells and tissues. Wow, 2/3 of the way through the test. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, let's see what we can do. Let's end strong. What is the primary function of the muscular system? Is it A, to break down food, B, to carry messages to the brain, C, to support the body, or D, to enable the body to move? Here's another constructed response. Sensory nerves are found all over the body and send messages to the central nervous system to be acted upon. State one sense that the body might receive. Question 26 refers to the following. An experiment was carried out to answer the question, does the pH of water affect the growth of radish plants? 2 groups of 10 radish plants were set up. One group was watered with water having a pH of 3.0. The other group was watered with water having a pH of 7.0. Both groups of plants received the same amount of and intensity of light, the same amount of water, and they were both grown in the same type of soil. The heights of the radish plants were measured every 2 days for a period of 2 weeks. What was the dependent variable in this experiment? Is it A, heights of the plants, B, pH of the water, C, type of soil, or D, temperature of the water? Question 27. An investigation was carried out to determine the effect of drinking an excessive amount of water on urine flow. A subject drank 1 liter of water in 5 minutes, and then urine output was measured. The graph shows how the human adult kidneys responded to regulate water balance in the body. Urine output was measured every 10 minutes for a little over 3 hours. Normal output for average adult is approximately 0.5 to 1 milliliter per minute. 1/2 hour after the liter of water was consumed during a given investigation, the urine produced by the kidneys was, so 1/2 hour, that would be right here on the, okay, 8 times greater than normal, between 4 and 5 milliliters per minute, between 2 and 3 milliliters per minute, or below the normal range. Question 28 refers to the following: blood doping. Some athletes who compete in endurance events such as marathon runners or cyclists, believe they will be more competitive if they can increase the number of red blood cells in their bloodstream. One way of increasing the number of red blood cells in an athlete is to engage in blood doping. Blood doping is an illegal practice in which athletes harvest their own blood months before a competition, isolate the red blood cells, and freeze them. Just before the date of the competition, the blood cells are returned into the athlete's bloodstream. Another type of blood doping involves using donated blood from another person, blood transfusions. In either case, the athlete will have more red blood cells available than the competitors who do not engage in blood doping. Athletes who use their own blood cells to blood dope often become anemic as a result. Anemia is a condition caused by lack of red blood cells and/or iron in the blood. Iron is a necessary part of the pigment used to carry oxygen to the cells. Athletes who use donated blood to blood dope also run the risk of contracting blood-borne disease. An athlete might believe, question 28, an athlete might believe there's a benefit to blood doping with red blood cells because it, A, would help to deliver necessary nutrient molecules to the cells. B, could increase the amount of training necessary. C, would improve the delivery of oxygen to your muscles. D, would help an athlete fight disease. Question 29. A mineral supplement designed to prevent the flu was given to 2 groups of people during a scientific study. Dosages of the supplement were measured in milligrams per day, as shown in the table below. So group A and group B. After 10 weeks, neither group reported a case of the flu. What is a procedure that would have made the outcome of the study even more valid? A, test the supplement on both groups for 5 weeks instead of 10 weeks. B, test a third group that does not receive any supplement. C, test a third group that receives 150 milligrams of the supplement. Or D, test only one group with 200 milligrams of the supplement. Question 30. What are the thin-walled vessels of the circulatory system where most oxygen and carbon dioxide are exchanged? Are they A, capillaries, B, arteries, C, alveoli, or D, veins? Question 31. Which structure represented in the diagram below conducts urine to the urinary bladder? A, B, C, or D? Is it A, B, C, or D? Conducts urine to the urinary bladder. Question 32. Rabbits have evolved strategies that get them through periods of time when there is little food. The diagram below represents essential life functions that rabbits need to perform. Right? Energy taken with food, they need to circulate, digest, excrete, respirate, coordinate, reproduce, and grow. Which function in the diagram could be eliminated without affecting an individual rabbit's ability to survive when food is scarce? So which one of these could they get away with not doing? Is it A, circulation, B, reproduction, C, digestion, or D, excretion? And finally, question 33, last question of the test. A similarity between humans and many other multicellular animals is that they A, occupy the same niche in most food webs. B, carry out autotrophic nutrition. C, have the same DNA sequences. Or D, are composed of organ systems. And that, my friends, is the end of the test. Remember, if you want to redo the test, you can. You can take it as many times as you need, as you want, on your own. Just make sure you have me reset the ed puzzle. All right. Until next time, stay gold, pony boy. Stay gold.